Vrindavan Das Thakur tells in Chaitanya Bhagavat in the beginning, if we really are anxious for the power and ability to serve God, then we should endeavor with all of our might to obtain the power of uttering the truth. We should try to utter kirtan, perform kirtan. Otherwise we'll never get real power. So kirtan is the source. Kirtan is the mechanism or the means by which we can connect with the powerhouse. If someone reads the Bhagavad Gita, they'll get different ideas. Because the scriptures, they contain hidden truths. And they say that the Shastras are written in a way which is called parokshavad. The meaning is hidden or implied or indirect. So therefore, one needs a guru, a teacher, to understand the secret teachings of the Vedas. So that strength of understanding, that strength of perception, that strength to understand the truth of Shastras, that also comes from Balaram, or from Guru, his representative. For example, on our own, if we read the Bhagavad Gita, after we read the first chapter, we may think that, what is the Gita teaching us? And this is very common in the marketplace. You meet various Indians here and there. They say, oh, the Gita teaches serve your country. The Gita teaches manuseva madhavaseva. You serve mankind by distributing food and opening hospitals. And that's equal to, and that is actual service to God. Madhava, Bhagavan Madhav. Manuseva, serve man, that is the real service to God. Nothing else is required. And someone else will say, Gita says perform your karma, do your work, and don't be attached. Gita says to serve your mother and father. You should be a loyal servant of your mother and father at all costs. And there are different teachings and different conclusions people will get. In the same way, if we read on our own, we will get so many speculations, because the first chapter, if we only read the first chapter of Gita, we'll conclude, well, the Bhagavad Gita seems to be advising us to engage in war. And then when we read the second chapter, we'll say, oh, I think I understand that the Gita is teaching that knowledge of the soul is what we should aim for. We should try to achieve Atma Tattva Gyan, knowledge of the soul beyond the body. Tehino shvinyata dehi komanam yavanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhiras tata namuyati. That this is what the Gita is teaching. It's teaching Atma Tattva Gyan, knowledge of the soul. Yes, we should know the difference between body and soul, that I'm not the body, I'm soul. And then when we read the third chapter, we'll think, oh, actually, Bhagavad Gita is teaching us to do karma yoga, religious works. That we should work, but we should give some results or partial results to God. That is the ultimate conclusion of Gita. So to understand what the Shastras are actually telling us in the introduction or repeated readings, we may fail to grasp the meaning without that power of perception, without that power of understanding, because that power is not within us. That power is received by surrendering to the powerhouse, by surrendering to Baladev, the source of spiritual strength, the powerhouse God. Baladev is the powerhouse God. Because if we patiently read Bhagavad Gita under proper guidance, with the right power, then we will understand that the final object and objective of the Gita, the real essence and teaching of the Bhagavad Gita is in one of the final shlokas, Sarva Dharman Parityaja, Mam Ekam Sharanam Braja, Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo, Moksha Yishyami Ma Shuchaha. That actually the Gita is advising us that we should give up all forms of religion and surrender ourselves wholly and fully to the lotus feet of Sri Krishna alone. To understand the intention of Shastra and fully grasp the purport, we have to hear with patience, understand with patience, and act with patience. and have the guidance and connection, or anugatya, be following a realized guru, if we're also serving the guru with patience, then we're praying to him at his feet for spiritual strength. And by his grace, we can expect that we will obtain spiritual strength by the mercy of Sri Baladev. How can we access or open a connection with or access all this power of God? Because we say God is all powerful. This is one of his Sadaishvarya Purna. He is complete. He's all powerful. God is omnipotent. Everyone agrees. Where does all this power lie? Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling us, Nija Sarva Shaktis, Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis. He's saying, hey Bhagavan, hey Jagadish, hey Govinda, hey Ishvara, hey Parameshwara. Nija Sarva Shakti, all your power is in the holy name. So this power of the holy name is actually the power of Balaram, the power to serve Krishna, the power to understand Krishna. This is coming from Balaram. He's the powerhouse of service, the powerhouse of surrender, the powerhouse of understanding.